26th of September, 6 people were killed and 43 students disappeared at the hands of the local police force in the Mexican town of Iguala. The event led to the disarming of the authorities in northern Guerrero state, a corrupt local mayor running from the law, and national protests against institutional corruption throughout Mexico. 1 month on from the tragedy, none of the students have returned.
Yo lo recuerdo a cada momento, desde que era bebecito, desde que llegó a mi vida.
The circumstances which caused the tragedy have remained shrouded in mystery, a result of the Mexican authorities' refusal to make official statements. I met with Ernesto Guerrero, who was protesting alongside the students in Iguala on the day they disappeared, to hear his own eyewitness account.
We arrived in the city of Iguala at around 6 in the afternoon. Upon arrival in the town, the local police began to open fire on us. At first we thought there were warning shots fired into the air, but when we saw the Iguala police force, we saw that their firearms were aimed directly at us. They were firing from their pistols, but as soon as we heard the sounds of assault rifles, we ran for cover. We looked for rocks to hurl back at them and defend ourselves. They wouldn't stop shooting. It felt like it was raining bullets. We had arrived in buses, and the police drove their pickup trucks through our ranks and entered the third vehicle. Those who were inside were herded at gunpoint into the police trucks and taken away. Those are the same 43 students who remain missing to this day.
The sleepy town of Iguala, set in the rolling hills of Guerrero state, has become the focal point of a national debate over authorities which are seen to terrorize their communities through involvement with organized crime. The search for the students has electrified Mexico, having struck upon a national fear and loathing of corrupt authorities which exist to protect society.
Pues el gobierno, digo, en vez de que haga algo por los estudiantes, que los apoye como a nosotros como campesinos, al contrario, digo, pues él se une con los grupos de crimen organizado, la verdad, porque pues no se puede negar, ¿verdad? En vez de cuidar la sociedad, protege a los delincuentes.
The events of September 26th were the culmination of a long history of institutional corruption in Guerrero state, a culture of terrorism and brutality that is only now coming to be recognized.
Exigir castigo ejemplar a los autores intelectuales y materiales de los hechos ocurridos en esta ciudad de Iguala.
Yo mi país lo quiero mucho, mi estado lo quiero mucho. Iguala muy bonito, pero está bañado de sangre.
Since the students' disappearance, the area around Iguala has been searched thoroughly. The exploration of the countryside has not resulted in the 43 young people's return, but has turned up an enormous amount of clandestine graves, ranging from 6 months to 4 years old, revealing an ugly history of violence in Iguala. Jose Alvarez works to clear land set aside for development, and has had his work cut out for him since the students' disappearance.
Terrenos vendidos y a mí me contrataron para limpiar todo esto. Sí, yo les estoy limpiando para que no vaya a haber otras veces que me están diciendo otras cosas, que no quieren ver eso. Sí, y pues por eso desde la otra semana estoy limpiando.
Crisforo Rodriguez has headed up the student search party throughout Guerrero State since their disappearance.
Y hemos venido trabajando desde el 5 de este mes de octubre, de que lo que le pase a un compañero, ahí vamos a estar todos.
Since the disappearance of the students, friends, family and concerned people from Guerrero have been searching around Iguala for them. It is this team of volunteers, rather than the authorities, which has discovered the majority of the mass graves found around Iguala.
Pues las fosas son pequeñas, sí, y no las entierran muy hondo, a 1 metro aproximadamente, sí, bajito, y pues se sabe de antemano de que ellos mismos, las víctimas, los secuestrados, escarban su propia fosa. Una vez que ya terminan, los matan y los entierran, y algunos hasta los entierran vivos.
We're here with the people who are looking for these 43 missing students. What they're doing is looking for ground just like this, where there's a lot of bush, a lot of shrubbery here, a lot of greenery, and they're looking for areas which aren't so green, where the soil has been moved. Once they find these areas, they look for ground. You can see here that the ground is quite hard, quite compacted, whereas here, where it's sunken, the ground gives way underfoot. So I think what we can probably say is that here, among the other 9 mass graves that have been found in this particular area, there's at least one person buried under here. It's not one of the 43 students who went missing, due to the fact that it's quite clearly been here for quite a while.
Rodriguez's team has been extremely successful in uncovering mass graves, and although they have yet to find any of the students, the objective of their mission, they nevertheless feel that they are uncovering the ugliness of Iguala's past.
Andamos donde la gente nos indica, donde la gente nos señalan de que existen probablemente fosas clandestinas. Ayer tan solo en 10 minutos encontramos 6 fosas, pero con la participación de la gente sabe dónde están, de dónde se han hecho esos tipos de males, ¿no?
Over 20 clandestine graves containing multiple bodies were found in the countryside surrounding Iguala over the 25 days following the students' disappearance, with more being discovered as the search net is widened.
Porque como dice uno compañero, lo que se pierde en casa, el dueño de la casa sabe, no puede venir otro vecino a buscar lo que yo perdí, ¿verdad?
Many of the search party believe they are wasting their time looking for the students in places where they know they cannot be found.
La verdad nosotros estábamos muy molestos, mis compañeros muy enojados porque nosotros a eso venimos. Y pues nosotros no ganamos un peso. O sea, ya tenemos aquí desde el día del martes hasta ahorita. Luego mis compañeros van y vienen y vamos, como ellos que vienen llegando, otra vuelta ya vinieron y otra vuelta.
The majority of the search party's discoveries have been made in areas where the authorities have attempted to restrict access, such as San Miguelito, where their search has turned up numerous clandestine graves.
Ya sabemos que no están aquí los jóvenes, que es lo que nos da gusto. Digo, es una tristeza que alguien esté, si es que estaba, enorme, porque no dejan de ser un ser humano y se tiene que resolver esto. Lo que queremos es clarificar también a la vez que estamos buscando es que se aclare. ¿Por qué el gobierno no nos ayuda?
Rather than a help in their search for the missing students, the search party claims the authorities have been a hindrance.
Los federales dijeron que sí, ahora sí, que si vendían ellos sí entraban, pero de pronto recibieron una llamada del alto mando diciendo que se suspendía el operativo.
Following allegations that the Iguala police force murdered 6 people on the same day that the 43 students went missing, Mexico's President Enrique Peña Nieto ordered the federal forces into the town to take control of the region. The Iguala municipal force of over 400 officers was disarmed, 22 of them arrested, and a further 117 removed to a military compound nearby for questioning.
The police thinks that the simple fact of being issued a firearm gives the complete liberty to use the firearm against its citizens.
With the local police force gone, many residents of Iguala claim they finally feel able to speak out about the brutality under which they suffered.
La policía siempre ha sido muy corrupta. Se daban casos, muchos. La ciudadanía igualteca de antemano siempre vivía atemorizante en ese sentido, ¿no? Porque sí, se supone que la policía está para cuidarnos, para protegernos, no para desaparecernos ni para enterrarnos. La ciudadanía igualteca conocía todos estos casos, inclusive las fosas que se han encontrado. Sí, no es nuevo, es muy conocido por nosotros. Desgraciadamente nadie ha alzado la voz, nadie quiere alzar la voz.
Porque había gente que más de repente tenía problemas con alguna autoridad o con el presidente y más desaparecían, ya no se volvió a ver. Y quién sabe dónde iban a parar. Porque no estaban ni detenidos, no estaban ni en el hospital, no estaban en ninguna parte.
Iguala Police Administrator Mario Castrejon has been in charge of police activities for the past 2 years.
Iguala es una ciudad tranquila, históricamente tranquila. O sea, los problemas que se ocasionaron desafortunadamente aquí en Iguala, pues no fueron provocados por gente de Iguala, y eso es de conocimiento público.
While many residents of the town blame Mr. Castrejon for the police brutality which occurred on the 26th of September, he claims he had nothing to do with it.
Precisamente yo soy el síndico procurador, mi labor es meramente administrativa. Sí, yo no soy operativo ni trazo estrategias de ningún tipo. O sea, el síndico procurador no tiene decisiones ejecutivas. En México, o sea, hay un verticalismo político.
Even a month after the events, Iguala's government has yet to make an official statement regarding the students' disappearance.
Con certeza no tenemos hasta este momento qué pasó aquel 26 y 27 de septiembre, no lo sabemos.
Piensen de otra manera, sino que fue sorpresivo, como dicen.
Mire, la policía ya le perdieron la confianza. Si lejos de que le tengan confianza, hoy le tienen desconfianza. ¿Sí? ¿Por qué? Porque por años no han dado ninguna respuesta favorable, ni siquiera le han hecho justicia, ni siquiera han escuchado a la gente, al contrario.
To make the government's position on corruption even more tenuous, the town's mayor, José Luis Abarca, has fled the town following allegations of murder and ties to organized crime. Abarca's wife, a known associate of local criminal cartel Guerreros Unidos, has also fled. Residents of the town claim not to be surprised. An arrest warrant has been issued for the mayor, but given his complete disappearance, the public holds out little hope for his being brought to justice. Although the federal forces have occupied Iguala, along with 13 other regional towns where the scandal has unseated other corrupt local authorities, the residents of the region say they do not feel any safer.
Policías federales aquí a la ciudad, donde realmente para mí simplemente son de lujo, ¿sí? Porque sinceramente se andan más tomando la foto con las muchachas y los muchachos aquí que en estar cuidando a nuestra ciudadanía.
Not every town in Guerrero has stood silent under police corruption. In Tixtla, where the disappeared students' college of Ayotzinapa is located, last year the locals formed a militia and rose up against the corrupt municipal police. The community police, as they call themselves, are farmers toting assault rifles. They have, however, succeeded in taking control of their town.
Desde que nosotros tomamos el control aquí en Tixtla de la seguridad, pues hemos tenido muchas amenazas. Estamos en ese proceso, queremos hacer las cosas diferentes, donde no haya impunidad, pues, y haya mayor respeto a los derechos humanos también.
The force has served to protect the Ayotzinapa College, an institution known for its radical forms of protest. Since the disappearance of its students, the college has occupied municipal governments, staged large protests, and attempted to burn the government buildings in both Iguala and Guerrero state capital Chilpancingo. The college, known as a normal, has only one prerequisite for entry: poverty. The normals exist throughout Mexico, offering free education to the underprivileged. Its students, all from humble backgrounds, are instructed in socialist ideologies and are a regular and radical presence at manifestations and protests against institutional corruption throughout Mexico.
Here in Guerrero State, and also on the national level, the majority of the public lives in poverty.
The college's rector, Javier Saldaña, is the force behind the institution's radical forms of protest.
Que la universidad puede ser un vínculo importante con el gobierno para que diga la verdad sobre los hechos.
The college says its radical forms of protest are the only way to be heard.
El gobierno usa violencia contra nosotros.
The government uses violence against us and then complains when we respond in kind.
El poder no lo tiene el gobierno.
The government in this country does not have power. It only has guns. We can go to the government and take those guns away.
The college inspires polemic opinion throughout Guerrero State and Mexico as a whole.
Muchas hacen su relajo, por ejemplo el Congreso quiebran vidrios, o sea, hacen paro, pero no sé cómo ahorita estén. Yo creo que a uno, como dice la gente, uno no se lo merece, pero pues también ellos, o sea, causan problemas.
The events of the 26th of September are not the first atrocities to have occurred in Iguala. On the 30th of May 2013, 8 protest leaders were abducted in the town by armed men. 3 were murdered, their bodies thrown on the roads around Iguala, while the other 5 have disappeared, never heard from again. Sofia Mendoza, the wife of Arturo Hernandez Cardona, the protest leader, told me of the events which led to her husband's death and her losing battle ever since to see justice done.
The
march was over, and only the protest organizers remained. They were intercepted by 2 large trucks driven by armed men.
Sofia's account is that of the testimony of the abduction's only survivor, Nicolas Mendoza, who since reporting the events has received death threats and been forced to move house 6 times in 4 months due to murderous invasions.
From there, they were transported, blindfolded and beaten, to a place in the country outside the city. They were tortured for days, after which the Iguala mayor, José Luis Abarca, arrived. The mayor laughed and watched as the young man continued torturing Arturo. He grabbed Arturo by the arms and asked why he persisted in annoying him. Then he said that, "Today, finally, I am giving myself the pleasure of killing you." He took the shotgun in hand and shot Arturo in the chest.
The body of Arturo Hernandez Cardona was found 5 days after his abduction, on the 4th of June 2013, strewn on the highway 5 kilometers outside Iguala. Sofia has been fighting for justice ever since.
We have been through hell.
Despite multiple leads, the authorities in Iguala have made no progress in solving her husband's case.
Y efectivamente, año y medio prácticamente nosotros no tenemos un conocimiento pleno, aunque hay señalamientos por ahí de que apunta hacia cierto grupo, pero no hay conclusión también sobre esto, no hay una conclusión sobre, hasta este momento.
The events in Iguala have caused the outrage of people all over Mexico. Protests have erupted against institutional corruption throughout the country. In Mexico City, students have gathered to demand definitive action from the federal government.
¡Muerte al narcogobierno mexicano!
The protests have demanded meaningful change, although whether this will come about remains uncertain.
Yo siento que sí, no de la noche a la mañana, pero esperemos que con esto, desgraciadamente les tocó a unos estudiantes, sí, pero esperemos que con esto el gobierno limpie, realmente limpie, sí, el sistema ya judicial y de gobernabilidad del país entero, de que es México.
Pues ese es a lo mejor un ideal, ¿no? Esperemos que todo esto sirva para que por lo menos ahorita ya sirvió para que nos demos cuenta, digamos, o hagamos conciencia de cómo está la política, ¿no? En qué grado la corrupción y la infiltración de los grupos de la delincuencia está en ellos. Entonces, pareciera que fue necesario esto para que se diera uno cuenta de todo eso que pasa.
No va a poder permanecer inmune a que no pasa mucho. Todos tienen miedo, pero si el miedo de ellos se dan cuenta de que esto es espantoso, no van a permitir quedarse callados, van a decir no, hay que hacer algo porque tenemos miedo, pero ahora tengo más miedo. Y más miedo a lo que va a pasar después.
Through all the scandal, the possibility that the 43 students are still alive has become secondary to the issue of police brutality. Whether either issue will be resolved, only time will tell.
Sí, yo digo que sí siguen vivos. Tengo la fe y la esperanza y todos pensamos lo mismo. Y ellos están vivos y van a volver con nosotros.